Hi guys, welcome back to Impact Matters YouTube series. Today we are going to discuss about how to fix the bounce rate, and here I mentioned all bark and no bite because everyone normally talk about bounce rate using Google Analytics, but we can see only the limited action based on data. So you will find obvious action item like improve your page load time, improve usability, match your audiences, but there are limited action item based on data and the data analysis. So that today we are going to discuss how to fix bounce rate using data available within Google Analytics and data available outside Google Analytics. So we are going to mix and match these two type of data, and then we are going to identify actionable insight for improve your bounce rate based on the data, right? And let's move ahead. And first let's look at what is the bounce rate. Bounce rate simply if people bounces off your landing page without going to do any other action, we call it a bounce rate, right? Bounces. So that to limit the bounce rate, basically you need to marry three things together: the audience, ad copy, landing page. So if these three elements syncs together, then you will get the perfect match, so which means the perfect experience to customer, so that you will get the lower bounce rate of as a result of this. And when we talk about the audiences, let's say your audience is not relevant and to the offering you have in the product page, people are going to bounce, right? So that you need to match the proper audience. Let's say in ad copy you promise something, and when they come to the website the promises are not there, so that you need actually people going to bounce back from the website. So that you need to align these three to have a proper experience to customer. So that this analysis we are going to see what area actually not aligned, and what are the action we can take. And this is the typical report in Google Analytics. You can see the bounce rate report, landing page, and you will see the bounce rate and few other additional metric. The main challenge of this report is that it's no clear action. We can see the pages with bounce rate, but there's no clear action what to do and which area to improve. So that it's very difficult to derive a action item based on this report. And also, let's say if someone want to go through all the high bounce rate pages, it will be difficult. Like if it is an e-commerce business, you might have tons of pages, right? And so that it's difficult to go one by one and look at qualitatively and identify the issue, because you will miss whole lot of data set. So that's the other challenge. And also you can't compare bounce rate across all the pages, because bounce rate for home page might be lower, and bounce rate for category page and the product page might differ, and about us page bounce rate might be totally different. So that you can't compare one different type of pages, but when you analyze the bounce rate, you need to make sure that you are looking at similar type of pages and understand the bounce rate, why the bounce rate is higher or lower. And then in this report you can see it's limited variable you have. Yes, you can add the secondary dimension, but it's not going to improve or add more variable to your analysis, which can give a clear answers to your question, like how to improve bounce rate and which area impacted with the bounce rate. So that let's look at how to do a proper analysis using data available with Google Analytics and data not available with Google Analytics. And to start with, as I said, we need to identify a similar set of pages, because we can't compare home page versus category page and compare the bounce rate. So that for this analysis I'm going to pick only the category pages with similar type of product, so that I'm going to analyze why certain category pages bounce rates are higher, why certain pages are bounce rates lower compared to others, right? And there's a term called feature engineering in data science. Feature engineering is the process of using domain knowledge to extract features, characteristic properties, attributes from raw data. So this is the actually data type we are going to use, not available in Google Analytics, because to analyze the bounce rate we need to have some data points based on our domain knowledge. So by adding more data based on our domain knowledge, it create opportunity to come up with actionable insight, or it will give us opportunity to understand customer better, discover customer journey properly. And if you look at the data, we can add to a bounce rate additional data column. So here landing page and bounce rate straightforward, you can get it from Google Analytics bounce rate report. And the product category, and most of the time product category is not available with Google Analytics, so that you can fill that with this category page, what is the category it belongs. And the product feature, you can add any feature about this category. Here I mentioned large and large sizes and blue uh, color products available. And then the product specialty, this is a casual wear, it could be office wear, so you can mention anything like that. And also don't limit to these 3 columns, add more columns as possible that describe this category, right? And the average product price, mobile user percentage, top traffic sources, because even though I have like 100 pages, all pages the traffic sources are not equal, so that we need to understand the traffic source distribution as well. And the gender percentages, and you can see the age breakdown. So basically you can see 18 to 24 what is the user percentage, 25 to 34 what is the user percentage. So each bracket you can look at the percentage. And also you can look at the product per category, because some product categories might have only few products, some categories might have like 1000 product. That's also important. And then the page load time, you need to get the page load time for each category. And also I listed whole lot of variables, so that you need to make sure that these variables should uh, belongs to audiences, ad copy, and the landing page, based on your domain knowledge and based on the certain metric you tracks on the Google Analytics. So here count of session, because if someone visiting first time their bounce rate is higher, if someone visiting second time their bounce rate could be low, so that you need to measure that. And out of product, what is the percentage of products out of stock. Average launch date means this product time this product launch and the date difference is still today. And average time to conversion, and hour of the day, and audiences, ad content, ad types, of whole variables you can map. So ideally for category pages you can map more than 20-30 variables, so that it will give a clear picture, and it will give some sort of understanding where the problem and how the bounce rate is differ from certain section to section. And then once you gather the information, required information, then we need to do the analysis. We can do two type of analysis. We can do basic segmentation, and you can use data science. So let's say you don't have data science experience and coding knowledge, then definitely segmentation going to add a lot of value to you. If you look at segmentation, this is an example of one variable. Here we looked at number of products available in the category page. So you can look at if the product count is less than 10, bounce rate is 67%. If the product count is greater than 20, bounce rate is 35%. If the product count is between 10 to 20, bounce rate is 45%. So the clear insight here is that if the products are limited, the bounce rate is really high. So that's one of the reason to bounce rate to go up, so that you can come up with action item for that. Similarly, you can segment female percentage greater than 50 and less than 50, check the bounce rate. And you can check mobile traffic more than 70% and less than 70%, how the bounce rate is differ. And organic sources versus paid sources, morning hours versus evening hours. So these are some of the example, but depending on the number of 20-30 variable, you can come up with countless segmentation and see which segments the bounce rates are higher, which segments the bounce rates are lower. And if we extend the segmentation further, you can look at the multi-variable bounce rate as well. Here you can see average product price, low and high, average product age, low and high. So in this blue color box, you can see if the average price is high and the product age also high, then the bounce rate is high, right? So similarly, you can look at multiple variable combining, and also you can extend this to see more variables, 3 variables, 4 variables, 5 variables, 6 variables, but you need to have some sort of analysis skill how to do the segmentation if you have more than 2 variables, right? And also by doing multiple variable, it will give us more visibility into customer journey, what they like, why the reason behind the bounces. That's more valuable in terms of not only for the bounce rate improvement, to optimize the customer journey. And the next component is the data science. When we use the data science, the primary tool you can use is the correlation. He actually mapped the bounce rate versus page load time. The page load time increases, bounce rate also goes up, right? So similarly, you can look at correlation with bounce rate with all the 30 variable and find the relationship. And Excel, easily you can perform a correlation analysis using Excel. And the one point to note that correlation is not causation, but this gives us a opportunity to create a hypothesis. For example, in this case, you can see bounce rate and the page load time has the positive correlation. Then actually we can do a test by reducing the page load time whether bounce rate increases or not. So that is the hypothesis we are going to get from this correlation analysis. And if you want to look at the relationship more than one variable, here we looked at on the page load time, more than one variable, you can use certain data science the analysis like regression analysis. So it allows us to look at more than one variable and see the relationship. And finally, these are the some of the actionable insight examples to show you. And these are the insight. If the bounce rate is high, you can bounce rate is high if the category has all pages, which means, let's say if it is fashion and apparel, if that category pages has leftovers and the old products we launched some time back, then the bounce rate is high. So the action we can take, we can sort the product from new to old, and we can add new products. And if we have campaign and audiences looking for new products, then we can change it, we can post that, we can do that action. And also add text, we can mention that these are the old products and with discount, or we can give some sort of expectation. Otherwise people will come to look at new products and they will disappoint, because this category page has all same product they have seen multiple times, so that they are going to bounce back. And the second example is that category page has a limited product, then the bounce rate is high. And one thing we can do is the increase number of products. Sometimes it's not possible always. Maybe we can combine with the other categories. Let's say there are a few similar categories has limited products, so that we can combine that, so that it will create a category with the many products, so it will reduce the bounce rate. And then the bounce rates are high if the mobile traffic percentage is high. So here one thing you need to note, because bounce rate is high not because of any issues with the landing page, only because of the mobile traffic percentage is high. In general, mobile traffic bounce rate is high, right? So we don't need to fix anything for that particular page, but we have to actually improve the bounce rate for mobile traffic as holistically. Otherwise you will misjudge, saying that okay, this this page is bounce rate is high, I need to fix the page, right? So that's the beauty of data driven the insights. You will discover what is the problem. So whether there's an actual problem with the page to increase the bounce rate compared to other pages. And this is another example, pink color tops. So the category pages with pink color tops, this is a fashion and apparel example, the bounce rates are high. So it could be due to your targeting people, they are looking for office wear, or your ad doesn't say this category is only for pink tops. Your ad have all the multiple product images, right, and doesn't mention the color and the product category. So this create the disappointment for user, so that it will actually increase the bounce rate. So these are some of the examples, and if you match 20-30 variables, definitely you are going to get more than 10-15 really good actionable insights for certain pages. And it will allow you to reduce the bounce rate. Remember that reducing bounce rate means customer engaging more with the brand, so that it create future session and it create visitor loyalty, and end of the day it will drive the revenue and also customer retention. And key takeaway in this presentation, first you need to marry data available in Google Analytics and data not available in Google Analytics related to domain knowledge and the product knowledge. and you can run the segmentation to find insight, and also you can run data science to find insight. And the advantage is that you will get data driven actionable insight, and also you will get more information about your customer journey, which can use for other improvement as well. Thank you.